You're watching Fox 22, Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, an investigation into what police are calling a double homicide is underway in Poland since the bodies of a young man and teenager have been found. Plus, the Brownville Fire Department responded to a small plane crash over the weekend that left 2 people with minor injuries. And a fire at a gas station in Waterville could be seen for miles on Friday. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's get a first check of that forecast. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Hey Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we are this morning, a winter weather advisory posted. It will get going as we head towards your Wednesday, especially I should say Tuesdays. We're going to be watching for some snow kicking in late in the day for your Tuesday, expiring Wednesday morning at around 7 a.m. for these counties here. I would not be surprised to see it expanded further off towards the east. We also have a small craft advisory posted until about 9 a.m. this morning. But moving forward, we're looking pretty decent out there. Just a few clouds moving through. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine overall, as it'll be a quiet one out there today. We are going to be watching some active weather off toward the west side. We'll be heading off towards the east, and we will have our opportunity for some snow on the way, especially as we head towards your Tuesday, especially in the afternoon. So for today, a mixture of clouds and sun. We have increasing clouds again later on tonight. The snow starts to approach during the morning period Tuesday, but it'll be moving in from west to east, slowly overspreading the region during the afternoon period. A little bit of wind out there as well, be kind of switching directions at times, but mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but increasing for you Tuesday as that system begins to move in. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period overall, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. To begin today, we share raw video of a shocking plane crash in Ebony Township where both passengers gratefully survived. It's up on your screen now. Saturday, around 12:45 p.m., the Brownville Fire Department responded to a plane crash. Brownville Fire Chief Sean Mitchell says both passengers suffered minor injuries and were transported to Northern Light Mayo Hospital in Dover Foxcroft. Mitchell says the 2-passenger plane crashed after the engine reportedly lost power during an organized flying event over Ebony Lake. Authorities say the incident will be investigated by the National Transportation Safety Board. Maine State Police are investigating a double homicide in Poland. On Tuesday, Androscoggin County Sheriff's deputies discovered the bodies of 2 deceased males at a home in Poland. State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss says the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner identified them as 21-year-old Shoaib Mohammed Adan of Springfield, Massachusetts, and 16-year-old Mohammed Eden of Lewiston, Maine. The Chief Medical Examiner ruled their deaths as homicides. The State Police Major Crimes Unit and the Sheriff's Office have been conducting interviews and following leads in Maine and Massachusetts. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office at 753-2599. A fire at a gas station in Waterville Friday morning. It could be seen for miles. Officials say at approximately 5:15 Friday morning, both Waterville and Oakland fire departments were dispatched to the Dead River Shell Station at 500 Kennedy Memorial Drive in Waterville. When they arrived, crews found a propane filling station was on fire, with flames being fueled by a tank with more than 1,200 gallons of propane. Crews put out the fire in around an hour. Waterville Fire Department Deputy Chief Jason Frost says it was straightforward due to the specific nature of the fuel.
It's not the tank on fire, it's the gas that's coming out of it. So they're actually designed to do that so that they won't start to boil inside and then explode. LP gas is actually a clean gas, so as it's venting off, you actually want it to burn so that it doesn't actually just disperse and go into a building or go into low-lying areas.
Fire crews used water to keep the tank cool and prevent a possible rupture, monitoring the temperature with thermal imaging cameras. Dead River technicians arrived on scene and assisted fire crews with shutting off the propane supply from the tank. Officials say a tractor used for plowing struck a fill hose, which caused the propane leak. It is presumed electrical wires then ignited the leaking propane, and the fire is considered accidental. No injuries were reported. On Saturday, Brewer police conducted a traffic stop that resulted in a major drug seizure. Matthew Béchard of Bradley was pulled over for a defective taillight. During the stop, police observed drug paraphernalia in sight, resulting in a search. During the search, Béchard attempted to run, and after a struggle, he was taken into custody. Police recovered enough meth, fentanyl, cocaine, pills, and cash to charge Béchard with aggravated trafficking, furnishing, and possession, as well as refusing to submit. He's currently awaiting trial at Penobscot County Jail. And Friday night, around 10:19 p.m., Rockland Police Department and Rockland Fire responded to the area of 25 North Main Street for a report of a woman with serious injuries. According to the Rockland Police Department's Facebook page, investigating officers found evidence of a hit-and-run accident involving a motor vehicle. Police have reportedly identified a person of interest in the case. Police ask anyone who has information or witnessed anything surrounding the event to contact Detective Ann Griffith by calling Knox Regional Communications Center at 207-594-0677. Last week, during a hearing on the healthcare workforce crisis, Senator Collins presented a picture of just how poorly Maine colleges and universities are equipped to teach new nursing applicants. Collins said that in 2021, 92,000 applications were turned away, with faculty shortages cited as a top reason. And the University of Maine this year had more than 1,200 applications for only 80 slots. I had a chance to talk to the senator about the issue.
So here we have a situation where we have a dramatic shortage of nurses. We have people who want to become nurses, right, but we can't accommodate them because our universities and colleges can't attract enough people to be nursing professors. And that's the problem we need to focus on. A lot of people are under the misconception that people don't want to go into nursing anymore. That's not the issue, thank goodness. Yeah. There are so many people who are willing to go into the field of nursing, who want to help care for people, but we simply don't have the professors to educate them.
Right. Senator Collins says more collaboration between universities and hospitals with a working and teaching mix would help get more educators in the classrooms. She also expressed some ideas about expanding debt forgiveness for nursing professors that would agree to teach for 5 years. Last week, Governor Janet Mills announced she's joined the newly launched Reproductive Freedom Alliance. Mills joins 19 other fellow governors across the country who are invested in securing abortion protections by collectively expanding state reproductive rights. Planned Parenthood reports 12 states have eliminated abortion access, including states like Texas, which exercised trigger laws making abortion illegal immediately following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. A spokesperson for Planned Parenthood of Northern New England says though the establishment of the alliance is reassuring, more must be done.
It is important that our elected leaders are coming together to try and find solutions. 1 in 3 women are living in a place where they can't legally access or exercise their reproductive rights and freedom. And they are having to navigate extreme hurdles to try and get access to abortion care.
Last month, Governor Mills, Senate President Troy Jackson, and House Speaker Rachel Talbot Ross announced legislation to ensure protections to Maine medical providers offering abortion care. Close calls, similar to the one Waterville resident Lisa Evans experienced, prompted a local representative to propose a bill he says could help keep motorists safe. Our Matthew Durantzik has the story.
Next thing we know, boom. And a large chunk of ice came and hit the entire windshield.
Lisa Evans recounts the close call she had a year ago when a piece of ice flew off a truck and shattered the windshield of her Toyota Prius while driving to Boston.
And I had to scooch down. The windshield was completely shattered and was able to get off the exit.
Fortunately, no one was hurt, but events like this are what inspired Waterville Representative Bruce White to draft legislation that he feels would prevent dangerous incidents.
Every winter we hear about these many times windshields getting smashed by ice falling off from cars or trucks in front of them. And so this has been an issue, and it continues to be.
Under current law, Mainers must remove snow, ice, or any other substances from the windshield, driver's side, and passenger side windows, but not on vehicle roofs. If passed, the law would allow police officers to fine drivers $150 to $500 for not cleaning off snow that accumulated on top of cars. Representative White and other lawmakers have tried to pass this bill a few times but have been unsuccessful. What makes this bill different is the proposed 48-hour grace period after a storm to clean vehicle roofs of snow.
We want to bring awareness. Maybe somebody will take that extra few minutes that it takes to clean off their car, truck, or vehicle to hopefully prevent tragic accident.
A public meeting for the bill will be held Thursday, March 2nd at 1 p.m. In Waterville, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Over at Herman Mountain, the fluctuation in weather has left crews there putting in some extra hours to keep the slopes ready for skiing and tubing. Owner Bill Whitcomb says he's been able to keep up with very little compromise, though he had to cut his tubing slopes from 3 runs to 2. And with the mountain for sale, he says this shows that even in less than ideal weather, the mountain can still thrive.
So, it's been a different year for sure because of the weather, which is kind of in a way good because it is for sale and somebody needs to see that, you can make it on a hard year. And you can. You just got to be willing to work.
Whitcomb says he's super happy that the next week or so has cold weather in the forecast. So for the end of school vacation, maybe put skiing and tubing on your to-do list. I think the end of school vacation has already happened, so sorry to everybody who's getting back to it on Monday. Well, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Camp Capella held its 17th annual Polar Plunge fundraiser on Saturday, and it was a chilly one. But first, and fittingly, let's take a look at that forecast. Mostly cloudy in the sky today, high of 25 degrees. The sun may peek through in the afternoon. The clouds will stick on tonight, low of 12 degrees. Tomorrow, snow is likely, high of 29.
Since 1950, Fairhaven Camps, located in Brooks, Maine, has provided quality Christian summer camping experiences to young people from Maine and beyond. At Fairhaven Camps, we empower youth from ages 6 through 17 to seek the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fairhaven Camps offers day or overnight camps as well as horsemanship and wilderness camps. Fairhaven Camps is now hiring for summer staff and accepting registration for campers. To sign up, apply, or donate, please visit www.fairhavencamps.org or call us today.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
It's the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event at your all-wheel drive headquarters, giving you, for a short time only, cash-saving deals. Right now, you could get a cash-saving 3.99% financing deal on an all-wheel drive Camry. And every Camry comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and Toyota Safety Sense. Hurry to the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event for cash-saving deals only at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
On the next Last Man Standing.
If I get the right celeb to drop my hashtag, my sales could blow up.
When Mandy hooks up with a hustler.
We're going into business together. If I work my magic on these, I can get all those bitches in your britches. That came out wrong.
The Outdoor Man legal team steps in.
We're Mr. Baxter's legal counsel from the firm of James, Earl, and Jones.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
On Saturday, officers and families came out to strike up some fun in Bangor. Our David Ledford has the story.
The Bangor and Orono police departments came together for Bowl with a Cop, a new community event connecting kids and officers from both towns for a friendly competition. Bangor Police Department Community Relations Officer Elizabeth Ash says the idea is her latest community involvement effort.
It's just critically important for the community to realize that we are approachable and we are human beings and we are here to help. Because a lot of times people feel like they can't come up to me at Starbucks or can't come up to you at Dunkin' Donuts to strike up a conversation.
Each team had 4 kids and 2 officers competing for the winning strike, and those who came out were treated to free pizza.
I tried to bowl on this team, and I was really excited that they told me to do it, and it's giving me really good vibes, and I think I'm going to bowl pretty good today. I think it's pretty good. I think it was a fun idea, and I think everybody's enjoying it.
While this is their first time bowling with the public, Ash says the department has held mini golfing competitions and an annual barbecue during the summer. For information on more upcoming events, follow both departments on Facebook. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A chili tradition returned to Dedham this year over the weekend, drawing in crowds from across Maine. Camp Capella held its 17th annual Polar Dip on Saturday. The event is the biggest fundraiser for the year for the nonprofit summer camp, which serves those with disabilities from all over the state.
Let the Polar Dip begin! Fire in the hole!
They have been jumping nonstop through the water and coming out extremely fast. It's amazing. It's cold, and we are going to be jumping in costume, but it turned out really well. The sun is out, and it's bright, and there's no wind, so the hot tub's been cranking.
Organizers say 103 brave souls registered to jump this year, and all of the money raised from the event goes directly to camper tuition, allowing everyone to attend camp regardless of their ability to pay. After taking the icy plunge, jumpers enjoyed food donated by local businesses and warmed up in a nearby hot tub. To learn more about the camp and the yearly Polar Dip, visit campcapella.org. The time is now 8:16. After the break, we'll hear from a concerned Mainer who wants to make sure everyone has a brush up on their snowmobile safety tips. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event. Now that's a killer deal. Good thing this Rogue has a VC turbo engine, unlike RAV4.
Now get a low $299 per month lease on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If a big truck hurts you, we'll make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
Amazing grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. A concerned Mainer is using his expertise to share some important safety tips when it comes to a popular winter activity. Our David Ledford has the details.
We've had too many deaths in the last few days, so I'd like to see that stop right now.
While it may be one of the most popular winter activities in Maine, experts say that snowmobiling can be incredibly dangerous if you go in unprepared. Al Sweat, president of the Maine Snowmobile Association, says that everyone should carry a first aid kit and a survival kit as the bare minimum when they hit Maine's trails. However, he says that checking your gear before you head out is just as important.
I'm looking also for anything broken, a broken bushing, a cracked A-arm, similar to this, might be broken. Make sure my carbides, I'll flip the ski up, check my carbides. Just look for any broken parts that will make your day miserable on the trail.
Sweat also recommends that people bring a flashlight, a GPS, and a reliable form of communication, like a satellite phone. Sweat says that 88,000 snowmobiles were registered in Maine last year, and he expects similar numbers this season, which is why he stressed the importance of cautious and courteous driving.
When you go out on your sled, be prepared. Slow down, go around the corners easy. You're not NASCAR race drivers. It saddens me when anybody calls me and says somebody's died on a sled. You know, they're supposed to be on a 14,000 miles of trail, having fun, out with a family and friends and having a good time. And then when people get hurt, it really strikes home hard.
Above all, Sweat says that one of the most important safety tips he can give is to simply wear a helmet. In Waterville, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Always good to brush up on those. To learn more about safe snowmobiling, visit MaineSnowmobileAssociation.com. The time now is 8:21. Let's get a full look at that forecast. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go this morning. We do have winter weather advisories. They kick in Tuesday and it'll last until about the Wednesday morning time frame at 7 a.m. for some accumulating snow of around 4 to 6 inches that could fall in a few spots. We also have a small craft advisory posted until about 9 a.m. for your Monday as well along the coast because of active surf mainly during the morning period. We may get more advisories issued with the snow that will be moving in along with some wind. For now, we're at around 2 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys out there. That's starting to come down a bit, so that's why those advisories will start to drop later on this morning. So moving forward, just some clouds developing out there. A mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea for us today. So we're looking pretty decent as we do start things off. We have our eye on the system off toward the west. It's currently developing right now. It's going to be moving from the west, going toward the east. This will give us our next opportunity for some active weather on the way, especially as we head towards Tuesday. With accumulating snow that will be on the way, it's causing a lot of activity across the good parts of the U.S. again this morning. So futurecast moving forward, a mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea today. We'll get some clearing late in the day, and then we'll be watching for clouds moving in overnight and snow moving in starting Tuesday morning from west to east. It'll start to approach Bangor mainly at around the noon time frame, and over spreading to the east from there. So everyone will start to get on the snow during the afternoon period and lasting pretty much until early Wednesday morning before it starts to taper off. As for accumulations, around 3 to 6 inches of snow will be possible before we're all finished up, with lesser of the totals further off towards the east. The highest of the totals look to be further off towards the south and west, at least at this point as things continue to develop with this system. But then we have another system we'll have to keep an eye on. No later into the week, we get to watch this system as we head towards your Thursday. Rain and snow possible with the system, especially as we head towards Thursday morning, as temperatures will be a lot warmer by that point. And we'll be watching for another wave that will be approaching as we head towards your Saturday. This one may miss us to the south. We'll need to keep an eye on this system as it does develop. So your forecast for today, mid-20s, mostly cloudy. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 12 degrees, mostly cloudy. East wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 29 degrees, snow likely, especially in the afternoon. And overall, we'll have that east wind actually at about 10 to 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, Scott's Recreation extended forecast. There's an afternoon chance for snow for you Tuesday. Some spots may see it in the morning as well. Highs in the upper 20s, upper 30s for your Wednesday. Some morning snow possible. We'll hold on to the clouds as well. Rain and snow chances Thursday. Highs in the low 40s and low 30s Friday with a partly cloudy sky.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Elantra. Lease a 2023 Hyundai Elantra for $239 a month or get 2.9% APR for 48 months. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
The EPA says rail company Norfolk Southern will begin shipping toxic waste from the Ohio train derailment to certified facilities within the state starting tomorrow. This comes after the agency halted shipments from the site yesterday. Fox News senior correspondent Mike Tobin is in East Palestine with more.
Federal and state EPA officials have now broken the logjam that stopped the cleanup here because they didn't have anywhere to dump the water and soil that was being removed from the site here in East Palestine. The disposal was stalled because officials in other states were not informed that they were receiving the contaminated soil and water, so they stopped it. So now the contaminated water, specifically the water that was used to fight the fire, will go to a deep injection well in Vickery, Ohio, 3 hours away. The contaminated soil is going to an incinerator in East Liverpool, Ohio, about a half hour from here.
We are continuing to work with the railroad and our state partners to identify other solid waste disposal locations. We're exploring other places. We have to determine if they have the capacity to accept what we anticipate will be the liquid and the solid waste from this cleanup.
15 truckloads or 210 tons of contaminated soil went to a facility in Wayne County, Michigan. 500,000 gallons of firefighter water was shipped to Harris County, Texas. But officials there say no one informed them they were getting the hazardous waste.
One thing that I want to share that I think the public should know is that I learned about this not from a regulatory agency, not from the company, but from a member of the press. And that's unacceptable.
A deep injection well essentially shoots the contaminated water down into the earth far below the level from which well water is harvested. An incinerator is just like it sounds. It burns the contaminated soil with the intention of burning off the hazardous material and capturing it as it escapes. Regardless, the process of remediation begins again on Monday.
A group of bipartisan lawmakers holding a rally at a suspected so-called Chinese police station in New York City. Fox's Brian Yennis has more.
Federal and state EPA officials have now broken the logjam that
China is accused of operating over 100 unauthorized secret police stations around the world set up to harass, surveil, blackmail, and control Chinese nationals and dissidents who dare criticize Chairman Xi Jinping and the Communist Party. On Saturday morning at a rally outside of one of those suspected Chinese police stations in Manhattan's Chinatown, bipartisan congressional members of the House Select Committee on China's Communist Party rallied along with Chinese dissidents in condemning the CCP's repression efforts.
How have we allowed this to happen on American soil? The answer, in my opinion, is that we have been blind while the CCP has been very cunning.
It's about the systematic surveillance and suppression of political dissidents. It's about striking fear in the hearts of critics of the CCP.
The FBI reportedly raided a Chinese secret police station in New York City last fall, but on Friday, Chairman Congressman Mike Gallagher wrote a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray, saying in part, Quote, I remain concerned that other stations may exist. I'm also troubled by the fact that the FBI appears to have been late to the game. Representative Gallagher today said there could be at least 2 more secret police stations in the U.S. The nonprofit Safeguard Defenders released a report last fall finding since 2016, China has established over 100 secret police stations in some 53 countries across 5 continents. At least 14 countries are now investigating. These police stations are said to be part of an ongoing effort to involuntarily force thousands of Chinese nationals back to China. In New York City, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
Ukrainian troops and a few citizens continue to defend the largely abandoned town of Voldahar. In the southeastern mining town of Volodar, where the residents who remain must stay resourceful to survive, One resident says she must collect rainwater for washing. Ukrainian troops stay on patrol in the city, running through the debris. One of the soldiers in the city saying he is determined to, quote, fight till the end. The governor of the surrounding region says Voldahar is faced with recent intense shelling. Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have the rundown on what the latest releases are for in-home entertainment. We'll be right back.
It's the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event at your all-wheel drive headquarters, giving you, for a short time only, cash-saving deals. Right now, you could save up to $1,100 cash with low 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. Hurry to the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event for cash-saving deals, only at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Monday, February 27th, 2023. Today the sun rises at 6:18 a.m. and sets at 5:20 p.m., which means we have 11 hours and 2 minutes of daylight today. That's 10 minutes more daylight compared to this past Friday. The moon is at 50% full today. The next full moon will be next Tuesday, March 7th, a little more than a week away. And today is National Big Breakfast Day, a holiday for people who love to fuel up as much as possible in the morning. What are some of your favorite aspects of a big breakfast? When considering international cuisine, I'd say the options are endless. On this day in history, in 1813, the first federal vaccination legislation was enacted, called an Act to Encourage Vaccination, which tasked a federal agent with maintaining a supply of the smallpox vaccine and distributing it nationwide. In 1827, the first Mardi Gras celebration happened in New Orleans when a group of students, inspired by their experiences studying in Paris, donned masks and jester costumes and staged their own parade. For birthdays today, we have iconic actress Elizabeth Taylor, known for films like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and Cleopatra. She passed away in 2011. And American jazz singer Mildred Bailey, known for songs like The Queen of Swing, was born on this day in 1907. And lastly, we have John Steinbeck, who was born on this day in 1902 and is known for his books like Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men. Luckily, in my English class in high school where I had to read one of those books, it was just the latter of the two, which a lot of people have traumatic Grapes of Wrath stories, I know. But let's switch gears now and send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we are this morning, a winter weather advisory posted. It will get going as we head towards your Wednesday, especially, I should say, Tuesdays, we're going to be watching for some snow kicking in late in the day for your Tuesday, expiring Wednesday morning at around 7 a.m. for these counties. Here, I would not be surprised to see it expanded further off towards the east. We also have a small craft advisory posted until about 9 a.m. this morning. But moving forward, we're looking pretty decent out there. Just a few clouds moving through. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine overall, as it'll be a quiet one out there today. We are going to be watching some active weather off toward the west side. We'll be heading off towards the east, and we will have our opportunity for some snow on the way, especially as we head towards your Tuesday, especially in the afternoon. So for today, a mixture of clouds and sun. We have increasing clouds again later on tonight. The snow starts to approach during the morning period Tuesday, but it'll be moving in from west to east, slowly overspreading the region during the afternoon period. A little bit of wind out there as well, be kind of switching directions at times, but mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but increasing for you Tuesday as that system begins to move in. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period overall, a mixture of clouds and sunshine, temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Digital, DVD, and music releases to add to your home library include a sword-slashing ginger cat, the Navy's first black elite fighter pilot, a Grammy-winning artist, and more.
I am Puss in Boots.
Shrek's popular swashbuckling tabby tops this week's list of what's new in home entertainment. The sequel, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, features Antonio Banderas reprising his role as the voice of the feline hero, who goes on a journey to restore his lost lives. Naomi Ackie transforms into Whitney Houston in the biopic I Want to Dance with Somebody, about the life and career of the late legendary singer.
Ready, set, hit!
Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell portray real-life U.S. fighter pilots in Devotion. The aerial war epic tells the inspirational story of unsung hero Jesse Brown, the Navy's first black elite fighter pilot.
I don't feel safe in my own house.
Tandeway Newton confronts two hunters trespassing on her property in the thriller God's Country.
How come you never believed in me?
Kelsey Grammer plays a legendary soccer coach who cuts his son from his renowned soccer team in the sports drama High Expectations. The Rocky 1 through 4 film collection features the movies newly remastered in 4K Ultra HD for the first time. It also includes the Rocky 4 Ultimate Director's Cut, Rocky vs. Drago, and an hour-long behind-the-scenes documentary on the making of the film.
Yeah, you want to get it done, you got to get it done yourself.
Antoine Fuqua's 2001 crime thriller Training Day also gets a 4K Ultra HD upgrade. Oscar winner Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke star in the film. Small screen favorites to own: Season 1 of the HBO Max series Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, and Season 2 of Sci-Fi's comedy drama Resident Alien.
Back in the day.
And music fans can pick up Grammy-winning artist Macklemore's new album, Ben.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have your sports updates. We'll be right back.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
After getting into a car accident, my husband and I weren't sure of how to deal with the other insurance company.
We made the decision to reach out to the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
One phone call got the ball rolling.
It was a free evaluation, but it was a big relief.
They were easy to work with, and it was clear right away that they cared about our situation.
Knowing that we had Joe's team working for us
and fighting for us
meant that I could focus on healing.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
It's one fantastic ride. The turbocharged, tech-inspired Kia Forte.
Best 2 out of 3?
Get 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on a new 2023 Forte during the President's Day sales event.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Tonight, the Alert 2-hour season finale will leave you speechless.
She was taken.
You can't do this. All new Alert Missing Persons Unit, tonight at 8 on Fox.
Welcome in to Fast Break Tournament Edition, brought to you by Dorsey Furniture and Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer.
Welcome back into Fast Break Tourney Edition, Regional Championship Saturday at the Cross Center, classes BCD. Teams looking to be crowned kings and queens of the North. But before we get to all of the action, let's look at those Class D brackets. Southern Aroostook and Wisdom, that game at 9 a.m. The championship game, Southern Aroostook looking to get back to that gold ball game. And then for Class D boys, now Southern Aroostook in that game as well. They are playing the number 2 seed Machias. Again, Southern Aroostook in the boys looking to get back to that championship game too. So let's get right to it. For the first regional final of the day, we're going to get to that Southern Aroostook Wisdom game in just a second. There declares the Class D North boys bracket, Southern Aroostook and Machias going at it in that final, that one right after that 9 a.m. game. So now let's get right to it for the first regional final game of the day. It's Southern Aroostook and the Wisdom Pioneers going at it for the Class D North crown. Southern Aroostook looking for 5 in a row. Wisdom looking to change things. Starting this one in the second quarter, Warriors down. Madison Russell dribble pull up for 3. She's got it. That ties the game. To the fourth now. Wisdom down 2. Lily Roy for the lead. Cashes it in. Pioneers again. Some great passing here for them. The ball is going to find Olivia Willette down low. She knocks it in for 2. This was tied up with under a minute to go. Off of the inbounds, Emily Landry steals the pass out to Cammie Shields, over to Allie Shields. She finishes it off with 16 seconds left. That ices it. Southern Aroostook wins their 5th straight regional final, 53-49.
It feels really good for all of us. I mean, we worked hard for this, and this is our sport, so doing all this just feels really good. I mean, I'm pumped, but I'm also hungry, too. I have 3 more years left, and I want to go for all of them.
All right, now to the boys North final we go now. Southern Aroostook back in that one. They are going at it with 2-seeded Machias. The Warriors trying to sweep for the second year in a row. First quarter is where we start. Camden Porter to Dylan Burpee in the corner. He nails the 3. 24-5 Warriors after 1. And in the second quarter, that Warrior train would continue. Trafton Russell rockets to the opposite corner. The skip pass to Drake Weston. He wants all 3 of those. 39-14 Aroostook at the half. To the third quarter we go now. Those Bulldogs would start to get their licks in. Here's Shane Feeney going baseline. Nice reverse lay-in for him. But the Warriors would continue to stay hot from beyond the arc. Here's Drake Weston with another 3 in the third. Southern Aroostook wins it 78-46. It's their 2nd straight Class D title. The Warriors sweep Class D in back-to-back years.
Not many teams can say that they won 2 back-to-back with the girls team. So it just feels great. Our defense is always there, so if we're not hitting shots, our defense always helps us. Because like the 2 games before, we were not hitting any shots, but our defense really kept us in those games.
All right, so Southern Aroostook repeats as boys champs. They will look to repeat as state champs. Next week, they have Forest Hills again, and that was a great matchup last year. And then to that updated girls bracket, now Southern Aroostook girls looking to make it 2 in a row since coming back from the year off from the tournament. These games are next Saturday afternoon, all of them at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. That wraps up Class D North. Just a few more regions to play. We had some great Class B action in the afternoon session, but before we get to that, let's look at those brackets. Starting with the girls, Old Town and Ellsworth in that regional finals game. Both of them have unreal seasons. They played each other once. Old Town beat them by 2. Over to the boys now, it's Ellsworth and Orono, another group of teams that only met once in the regular season. Another 1-3 matchup, and then Ellsworth boys and Old Town girls, both undefeated. So both Old Town and Ellsworth trying to cap off those perfect seasons, and then both the Riots and the Eagles trying to avenge some losses. Girls game now. Ellsworth Eagles, the 3 seed, trying to hand the top-seeded Old Town their first loss. We're going to start in the first half with this one. This was back and forth all game. Freshman Lizzie Bowles with the steal. She pulls up in transition and drains the three. Old Town would lead by 2 at the break. Third quarter, here is freshman Taylor Loring getting to the hole and getting it to go and 1. Coyotes led by 2 heading into the fourth, but the Eagles would turn it up. Abby Raydell sinking 3 of her 21 points. And then on the break, it's Megan Jordan. She's going to hit him with the Euro step. Gets it to go to give Ellsworth a late lead. Sage Evans would have 27 points for Old Town, but Ellsworth would hold on for their first championship in 31 years. 59-52 is that final.
It feels amazing. I mean, we've wanted to do it our whole career. We finally did it, so it just feels great. We work for each other. We work hard. We probably have the hardest work ethic on the court, so it just shows.
Top-seeded Ellsworth, they are trying to repeat as Class B North champions. Third-ranked Orono is trying to get their revenge from last year's game. In the first, here's Pierce Walston. Nice move to the hole. Gets the lay-in to drop 4-2. Riots led by 12 after 1. In the second, here he is again. Crossover, step back, pull up, wets the 3. Orono up 15 at the break. Walston is pumped. But here come the Eagles. Big third for them. Chance Mercier gets to the hole. 2 of his 27 points, and they would start to get rolling. In the fourth here, Josiah James Chin puts the floater up. Gets an Ellsworth bounce right there. That makes it a 5-point game. It would get to 3, but Orono would hold on. Nice look here from Ben Francis to a cutting Noah Schaff. Riots hang on for the win. They are your Class B North champions, avenging that loss last year. Wave that net, young man.
Yeah, we knew that we wanted revenge. We lost to them early in the season as well, like we did last year. Last year, we're feeling a little salty, you know? So we knew we had to come out here, we had to fight, and it wasn't going to be easy.
Oh, it feels so good. Ellsworth, there's been a pain in our backs for the last 3 years of my high school career. We really got it going early, got off to a really good run, which is what we wanted to do. Gosh, I could freaking sprint around this court 100 times with this plaque and just waving that net. It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling.
That does it for those brackets. Ryan Sudol is standing by at the Cross Center with all of our Class C action. Ryan, what's going on?
Hey, Tyler, thank you very much. Yes, I'm here at the Cross Insurance Center. The last 2 games of the day were the boys and girls finals in Class C North. Let's just get on with the show. First game of the night. The girls Class C North final, number 1 Dexter against number 2 PVHS. First quarter, Jocelyn Page to Callie Gaudreau on the wing, and she buries the 3. Dexter up 14-3 after 1. Second quarter, Howlers played pretty even with Dexter. Here's Holly Loring into Ellie Austin for the lay-in. 20-10 Tigers at the break. In the third, the Howlers maintain level, but Dexter's inside game was too much. Maisie Peach there in the post, always killing it down there. And in the fourth, it continued. That's Hannah Dean on a post lay-in of her own, and Dexter goes on to beat PVHS 34-27. They are C North regional champions.
I'm wicked excited. Biggest dream for a long time. And now we have another game ahead of us. I love my girls. It's really good. We're a family, and that's families win. That's how it goes.
And to the nightcap now. Class C North boys final between number 1 Calais and number 2 Fort Kent. First quarter, it was all Devils. Here's the 1,000-point scorer, Jace Cook, going baseline as he hits the floater. 19-5 Calais after 1. Second quarter now. Jeremy Turner bringing it down. Dishes to Evan Gillespie, and right back to Turner for the lay-in. 39-12 at the half with only 2 3-pointers made. To the third, Fort Kent with it now. Ethan Daigle to Keegan Sear. Gives it back to Daigle off the screen. He nails the pull-up J, but it continued to be all Calais. Gillespie on the break, hurls it down to Alex Richard, and he converts the layup in transition. 61-32 after 3. Calais goes on to win 80-49. They stake their claim as Class C North regional champions.
I don't even know, man. It's like a dream. Two of the greatest nights of my life, and it's just awesome.
Thanks for that, Ryan. So that wraps up all of our action for the day, and those completed Class C brackets look a little like this. Calais number 1, they take home the Class C North championship. Last night, Jace Cook scored his 1,000th point. This night, he brings home some hardware. And then for the girls, it is Dexter beating Penobscot Valley in that one. They will advance to the gold ball game. The Class C gold ball games will be played next week at the Cross Center. That's all we have for the regional tournament and for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainehealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Return now to the latest on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that aims to lift millions of eligible borrowers out of student loan debt. The U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments this week after the plan was paused due to two legal challenges. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
After months in legal limbo, President Biden's sweeping student loan forgiveness plan faces a critical week at the nation's highest court. Lawyers backing two key legal efforts to block the plan set to argue their cases before the Supreme Court justices on Tuesday. 43 million eligible student loan borrowers anxiously waiting the court's decision.
Especially if you're low income, first generation, sometimes the debt that you will have to take on can affect you and your family for years to come.
The Biden student loan forgiveness plan cancels $10,000 in student loans for individuals earning less than $125,000 a year and $20,000 if they were also recipients of Pell Grants. An ambitious campaign promise the president is trying to fulfill using his executive authority under the pandemic emergency.
Our student loan program is designed to give just a little more breathing room.
But separate lawsuits filed by two borrowers in a group of Republican-led states argue the president's plan is an illegal abuse of power and is unfair to some borrowers.
People knew what they were doing when they signed it, and they should pay it off.
But the latest Quinnipiac poll shows a majority of Americans support the student loan forgiveness plan. Roughly 1 in 6 adults carry some debt. Collectively, according to the Federal Reserve, Americans owe more than $1.6 trillion in student loans, many hoping the justices will allow Biden's plan to move forward.
It's not everything, but it would certainly help a lot and relieve a lot of that burden.
And lower courts have sided with the states, but it's unclear how the justices will rule. In the meantime, though, advocacy groups want the Biden administration to start considering backup plans in case it loses.
Now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Here we go this morning. We do have winter weather advisories. They kick in Tuesday and it'll last until about the Wednesday morning time frame at 7 a.m. for some accumulating snow of around 4 to 6 inches that could fall in a few spots. We also have a small craft advisory posted until about 9 a.m. for your Monday as well along the coast because of active surf mainly during the morning period. We may get more advisories issued with the snow that will be moving in along with some wind. For now, we're at around 2 to 6 feet according to some of the buoys out there. That's starting to come down a bit, so that's why those advisories will start to drop later on this morning. So moving forward, just some clouds developing out there. A mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea for us today. So we're looking pretty decent as we do start things off. We have our eye on the system off toward the west. It's currently developing right now. It's going to be moving from the west, going toward the east. This will give us our next opportunity for some active weather on the way, especially as we head towards Tuesday. With accumulating snow that will be on the way, it's causing a lot of activity across the good parts of the U.S. again this morning. So futurecast moving forward, a mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea today. We'll get some clearing late in the day, and then we'll be watching for clouds moving in overnight and snow moving in starting Tuesday morning from west to east. It'll start to approach Bangor mainly at around the noon time frame and over spreading to the east from there. So everyone will start to get on the snow during the afternoon period and lasting pretty much until early Wednesday morning before it starts to taper off. As for accumulations, around 3 to 6 inches of snow will be possible before we're all finished up, with lesser of the totals further off towards the east. The highest of the totals look to be further off towards the south and west, at least at this point as things continue to develop with this system. But then we have another system we'll have to keep an eye on. No later into the week, we get to watch this system as we head towards your Thursday. Rain and snow possible with the system, especially as we head towards Thursday morning, as temperatures will be a lot warmer by that point. And we'll be watching for another wave that will be approaching as we head towards your Saturday. This one may miss us to the south. We'll need to keep an eye on this system as it does develop. So a forecast for today, mid-20s, mostly cloudy. The north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, 12 degrees, mostly cloudy. East wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 29 degrees, snow likely, especially in the afternoon. And overall, we'll have that east wind actually at about 10 to 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, Scott's Recreation extended forecast. There's an afternoon chance for snow for you Tuesday. Some spots may see it in the morning as well. Highs in the upper 20s, upper 30s for your Wednesday. Some morning snow possible. We'll hold on to the clouds as well. Rain and snow chances Thursday. Highs in the low 40s and low 30s Friday with a partly cloudy sky.
It would appear that
the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get a low $299 per month lease on road.
Catch these offers while you can.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see.
NexGard is the flea and tick protection that's #1 with vets. Your vet trusts it for her patients and her own dog. Plus, its delicious beef flavor is #1 with dogs. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Ask your vet about NexGard.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna, located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167. We are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, and priceless memories. So enjoy some pizza and raise a glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
it would appear that
the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get a low $299 per month lease on road.
Catch these offers while you can.
Here in New New England, an early start to maple syrup season is dividing producers. Producers normally start in the late winter and early spring when sap flows from freezing nights and warm days. While some syrup businesses are enjoying higher yields due to warmer weather, others say there could be long-term consequences. The warmer temps in the winter could hurt the longevity of trees and the future of the business. Here in Maine, though, our annual Maine Maple Sunday weekend has been the fourth Sunday in March for 40 years now and will stay the same.